you very much for coming along today, folks. You are all interns employed by a metropolitan radio station, and you would like to apply for a couple of positions that have come up in the creative department. The creative department in a radio station is where they write all the commercials, put together and design them. And there's a couple of positions come up. All of you would like to apply for those positions, so that's what our training session is all about today, is to give you some skills and some background and some knowledge on what you need to be able to do to achieve that, to get into the creative department. So, this is a 40-minute session. There will be no breaks. Emergency exit is, as you can see right there, the green running man. We go out through the doors, down the stairs. We all congregate in the car park. That's our evacuation point. Toilets are just opposite this room, and the water is down the corridor if you need that. So is everyone ready to start the session? Everyone's comfy? Off we go. So, the art of writing persuasively in advertising. So why are some advertisements successful and others not so much? There must be a reason. What are some advertisements that have stayed in your memory? If you have to think of an ad right now that you've heard or seen.
There was one about an echidna sucking ants off a lady.
Oh, yes. Ants. Okay, got it. Need someone to go there.
The
Yes.
Blind Factory, that annoying
The
Annoying, but you're
effective, yeah.
Frank from National Tire.
Frank from National Tire.
Very good. Frank from National Tires, that always comes up in this.
My dad's always been in an accident once changing the channel on the radio to avoid it.
Alright. So, of those advertisements that actually have stayed with you, are any of them still current in your mind? When you go to the supermarket, you go, oh, I've got to buy Omo, or I've got to buy that particular cheese, or whatever it is, because the ad has stayed with you.
National Tires is about the only place I will buy tires.
Oh, there you go.
Aussie kids
Oh, the
are
first
Weet-Bix
place I
kids.
was.
Sorry,
Aussie kids are Weet-Bix kids.
yes, okay, so as you're pushing the trolley down the aisle and get down to the cereal, you get to Weet-Bix and you immediately play the ad. Work with me. Work with me.
Yes, yes,
All right.
yes.
Thank you very much.
Is there one for Vegemite?
Oh, yeah, well.
Go to the Mitsubishi dealer going on today.
That's what I was trying to think of.
Yep. Alright, today we'll be covering the structure of advertisements on radio. They are actually structured, they just sort of appear. The reason advertisements exist. That's number one. Theatre of the mind. Remember way back weeks ago we discussed theatre. Seems like just this morning. Theatre of the mind is very important in any sort of advertisements. You need to be able to get a message across to someone just by hearing it, and they again make a little movie in their head. They need to be able to see what you're trying to sell them, or what you're trying to get them to do.
The biggest one of all time that James will love is Slip, Slop, Slap. Hugely effective.
Yep. And that worked on radio and television.
And posters everywhere.
Why did it work on radio? You couldn't see it.
It's a slogan. Slip, slop, slap, all start with slop.
It was.
New one.
Jingle. It was the jingle. Yeah. That was the hook of that one. Yeah. That comes down to sound design. Perfect. Thank you, Kathy. Segue into that. Lovely. And we'll also listen to some recorded radio advertisements. And then you're going to construct your own radio advertisements. Great fun. Great fun. I did something like this presented at a secondary school up in Queensland. And I had 150 students. And I took them right through from brief to end of ad. And they ended up with, they want to sell hoverboards out of Back to the Future. And they had famous something O'Neal, the famous basketballer.
Shaquille O'Neal.
There you go. So he was doing the voiceover, and it was just crazy, and they really enjoyed it. So I hope you'll enjoy it too. So by the end of this session, you should understand some of the ways that successful radio advertisements work, have knowledge about the structure and the elements of a radio advertisement, and have some understanding of the use of creative audio recording techniques in radio advertisements. And also write the persuasive copy, a la our session, that radio advertisements need to be successful. So, the art of writing persuasively, creating a radio commercial from brief. The brief is where the customer says, this is my product or service, write an ad. That's the brief.
Seller's pen.
Sorry?
Seller's pen.
Seller's pen.
I don't
I
need
make
it.
pens. I import pens. I need you to sell them for me. So, we need to establish exactly what we are selling and asking our audience to buy or use. It can't just be a notional thing. It's got to be an article, a service, and we concentrate on that all the way through the process. We don't lose sight of that. Who will buy this product or use the service? We need to know who we're pitching it to. What is its USP, unique selling point? It may not have one, but unique selling point is what we are going to concentrate on. That's what we're going to follow. Use these words because that's what they use. What's the key message in the ad?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's be very, very clear. The objectives for this advertising campaign must be very clear and straightforward. Can't be complicated. Do this, buy this, use this. Nice and simple, straightforward. In this ad, are we driving sales? Now, it could be a product or service that is new, or it could have been out there, like our Vegemite thing just before. Vegemite's been around for 200 years.
Like Coke does it. The Coca-Cola does it just for the awareness and be the visibility. Everybody knows you want Coke. But they
Correct.
still spend millions of dollars
On advertising.
just for the awareness and the brand identity. That's a part of it. There is no objective.
So what Coke are doing is we've also got Pepsi, we've got this, we've got that. Our market is cluttered. We have to try and push Coke to the front. So if you go buy a soft drink, it's going to be Coke.
Yes.
Okay, so this is our push to get it through all the clutter. So we want to drive sales. Are we building brand awareness? Now this could be a brand that's been around for ages and ages, but again, needs to be pushed through. Promoting an event. It could be a concert, it could be a
Like prime sponsor, like
charity.
people sponsor big events. Everybody knows it, but they just stay there for visibility.
Yep, but you need to advertise the fact that your company is sponsoring this particular
Like
event.
Toyota, like do the whole AFL thing, such a
Yeah.
lot of
Exactly right. Exactly the same thing. Are we encouraging, sorry, Kat, did you have a question?
They're selling cars though.
Yeah, but AFL, like he said, promoting an event, so.
So most maximum exposure through the event.
In Toyota AFL, Toyota is promoting the AFL, so we hear AFL, we hear Toyota.
Or we hear Toyota, we hear AFL. So affiliation market.
So the AFL would be like
It's
a
a linking.
generalised area of sporting event, but you might have a particular event. It could be a charity day for something or other or whatever. So,
Races.
yeah, could be
Like,
wide.
like you do Melbourne Cup, they do Emirates there.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
CUV 10, company owned.
Yeah. So are we encouraging also a call to action? Call to action, right? Call to action is to get the customer to do something. Get off the couch, click on a website, visit somewhere, make a phone call, whatever it is. So a call to action.
I'm telling you, I'm a part of a digital marketing, digital consultant. This everything resonates right with that. So, I mean, I don't know, like,
You're right there.
Okay.
All right, we need
Target
to know.
audience, very important.
Okay. We need to know our target audience. We need to know who it is that we're trying to sell this stuff to or get them to use a particular service. We need demographics. The demographics will give us the age of the person that we're targeting. Socioeconomic. we might have a Ferrari car dealership. We can't try and sell it to a guy up in Upper Gumbuckla West. It's got 2 cents to rub together. No, that's not our socio-economic area. We've got to look at, okay, we've got, you know, the legislative right, blah, 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 blah. So they're the sort of people that we try to sell to in our socio-economic area. Is it male, female, or non-gender specific? If it's, and I'm generalising here, if it's makeup, generally female. If it's hardware and tools and stuff, generally male. I'm not saying that,
Clouds use makeup.
I've done a few of those. So, also, maybe their hobbies. Now, hobbies are really important to people because that's their escape. That's how they get away from the drudgery of, you know, 15 children and wife screaming at them every 5 seconds. So, sorry, I'm doing the whole thing. So, they're trying to get away from the situation. They go and do their hobby. That's their downtime. They're willing to spend money because all this is about is trying to get the cash out of their wallet or their purse. That's what it's all about. And that keeps the radio station running. You're going to try and help keep this radio station running by what you do. Spare time. Everyone's time poor. They guard their spare time very, very well. So whatever it is that we're trying to get them to do and buy or use, if it encroaches on their spare time, it's got to be directed to them. So, BCF stores, boating, camping, fishing. There's your 3 major food groups for a lot of people. All in the one store. Wow. I love that. Yeah, you've got anacondas, you've got, you know, hobbies, spare time. I'm going out fishing. I go to BCF, get myself a new fishing rod, get myself some, you know, lures, whatever. So, the message. A unique selling point. We mentioned this a little bit earlier. What is the unique selling point of your product or service?
Why buy it? Let's call it why this product. We call it why.
Yep.
Why you? Why me?
Yep. Exactly the same thing. We need to grab their attention. Now, grab their attention could be a famous person. Now, we're a radio ad, no vision, just audio. Famous person comes on. I don't know, Arnold Schwarzenegger or something. Very notable.
Morgan
voice.
Freeman. If
Morgan
his voice-
Freeman, yes,
Morgan
that's what I was
Freeman.
thinking.
Best.
David Attenborough.
David, that was
Correct.
another good one.
If you've got a voice like that, immediately you're going to go, and whatever he's telling you, accept. It may not be David Attenborough, it just might be a voiceover artist. You know,
True.
similar.
And these days, AI.
And AI, exactly
Oh,
right.
yeah.
So we need to grab their attention. The word free in any sentence in an ad will grab someone's attention.
Wow.
Absolutely. Or a sound effect.
Warning sound.
Sorry?
Any warning sound always captures attention.
Warning
Yeah.
sound, yes. We're going to talk about that in a minute because there's been some issues over the years where warning sounds don't quite work very well. Do we need a hook? Is it something that's just going to sell itself?
Okay.
Or do we need to have some sort of hook to really grab them and pull them in? What benefits to the customer are we suggesting, and I use the word suggesting, we provide? Now the benefits are usually a bit false. This is a bit of disinformation.
Basically, that's when you sell that this product brings you value.
So we're looking at you'll appear better to others. You know, you'll have a shinier car. You'll have a fresher smell.
Yes.
Cleaner dishes, a happier family. Who wants a happier family?
Happy Meals.
Of course.
So you're in charge of the advertisements for
Somebody made
that
money out of it.
this Argentine company?
Oh, yes. And that guy actually does come out to your house and do your thing. He does what he says. So the benefits are a little bit iffy. But everyone wants shinier cars, they smell better, they look better, whatever. So that's what you play on. It's a bit of an emotional thing. And also a call to action. Get off the chair or sofa and do something. Come to the new shopping centre, new car sales centre, charity event, new restaurant, whatever. Get up and do something. Okay, scripting and storyboarding. The structure. The structure of it is really important. How we know our demographic, we know our product or our service. Now we have to structure the ad so that we grab the attention of whoever it is that we're trying to sell it to and get them to do something. Single or double-handed, that means, is it a single person talking about the product, or is it a conversation? Is it two people? Famous one, and maybe you might remember this one, famous one that was used in a lot of comedy shows as well was from Nile Decongestant. And it ran, "Where's that coffee you had last week? It's gone. How come? I took Nile Decongestant." How simple is that? It's a conversation. There's the problem, there's the answer, and I fixed it. It made millions for Nile, and it's been used as a parody in so many comedy shows. But it worked. It was a major advertising campaign, and it worked because it was non-threatening, and we were eavesdropping on a conversation.
And I think it was unique when most of them was single-handed, that was double-handed, so everybody loved.
Absolutely.
It's like going against the trend, so
Yeah.
it will become a trend.
Distance promotes something, because if you say, yesterday I did this or whatever, it's nothing about, did you know my neighbour's cousin? And because if it's noteworthy from a distance to still recall it, it actually enhances the value. So I think just by
So,
distance.
did you know I did this? Useless. Did you know my neighbour's cousin did this?
Or someone who
Useful.
got away with it, and their cough went.
So basically that's called endorsement. You
Is
need
it?
someone you know that endorsed the
Thank
They
fact.
you.
do something, and you believe them.
Yes.
Because you trust them.
That's why these days people pay a lot of money to the celebrities for just put a story or something. They will like, I'm reviewing this product, I'm endorsing this product, and their followers will blindly just buy it.
Even if it's not useful. to
Exactly,
Even
just
if-
endorse it.
Advertising is all about selling stuff to people who don't actually need it or want it. That's what it is.
Yes, correct.
That's basically what it is. The other thing too, and I don't know whether this has ever happened to you guys, you're at a restaurant, you've got someone across the table to you, and you're chatting away and you're eating and so on, and you start to pick up parts of a conversation at the table next to you, and you sort of tune out at first, because it's more interesting. Yeah.
Bridget's.
It is. People like to eavesdrop. And that's where that two-handed advertisement comes in, right? Because we eavesdrop in our conversation. It's just something that we like to do. We try not to admit it.
But that's how humans are designed, we're always curious.
Absolutely.
We're more cats than cats.
Wall-to-wall words. An ad that starts and talks and finishes. And you go, what was in the middle of that? Don't know. They bombarded me with words, don't know what it was all about. We'll listen to one of those in a minute. We've got to keep our demographic in mind. Keep the person that you are trying to sell this stuff to. The easiest way of doing that, think of one of your friends or family that fits the demographic and say, how am I going to sell this product to Fred or Jim or whatever their name is? Just concentrate on them. They are in my demographic. What would make them use this service or buy this product?
Or if it's for a predominantly female audience, you could say you could make your wife's life so much easier, and you sell it to the men because they've got, going back to the fifties.
And the men are
They've
stupid
got the
enough to
money.
buy it without realising
And
what
so
it
a lot of
does.
women got Hoovers for
Oh,
Mother's Day.
they get all these appliances for Mother's Day and birthdays and all the rest of it. Absolutely. Yeah, because
They have
all we want to
created
do is
these days just
get
to
brownie
sell
products. Well, you know, that's what we want to do.
Like the most absurd is, it never adds up in my head. If you see, in the 5 years ago, there was no Halloween here. And Halloween is basically Americans, like, they call it falls. It's a autumn. And when we are celebrating, there is no autumn.
Spring.
No, it's falls. It's the autumn. They do it in the falls. It has to do
Yeah,
with
but we do it in spring.
Yes,
because
so there
that's
is no
when
point.
they have
And
all
they just,
colours
yes,
and-
so they just all push it in last 5 years.
Yeah.
just to commercialize it and capitalize it and make money out of it, so all the useless stuff.
America made St. Patrick's Day bigger than Ireland. They had the celebration and the
Yeah.
The Americans love any opportunity to
Spend,
sell
spend.
things.
So we also can use sound effects very, very well here, because we've only got the sound, that's all we work. Music, we talked about that jingle before, same thing.
Like with the Christmas, as soon we heard the jingle bells, everybody's like, it got something to do with the Christmas.
Yay,
The bride.
exactly right. And use the theatre of the mind to visualise the air. Get someone to run a film in their head. Get them to do that. So voiceover and sound design. What sort of voice do we need? What style could it be? Is it serious? Is it something serious? I mean, if it's for cancer awareness, that's a serious matter. Conversational comes back to that two-handed thing. You're eavesdropping on a conversation. Or it could be comic, it could be funny. And that's how you can grab the attention of people as well. Get a funny ad, you know. Don't know if you remember what was going on with Pink Tutu?
No?
Lilydale,
Hello.com.au.
Yeah.
The nursery guy.
Lilydale Nursery.
And he actually used to dress up in a pink tutu.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
But, you know,
Well,
as soon as you hear that guy come on, you think, oh, pink tutu, I can actually see him, you know, yeah, I must go out there on Sunday.
That's
and buy something.
definitely theatre of the mind.
It is, it's a ripper. The speed of the ad, and we've got a couple to listen to here. Just keep in mind JB Hi-Fi or Harvey Norman, just sort of keep those in your mind at the minute. Background music, what type? We don't want the background music taking over from the voice. We don't want everyone thinking, oh, I've heard that tune before, I wonder what that is. By that stage, you've missed the message. It's got to be something nondescript, but suited to the message that you're trying to get across.
Like sometimes if there is like a tragic message or something, they put a sad music. If you put a happy music, the message is gone. So
Right.
the message get more intense and you get the deep feeling of it just because of the music in the background accompanying it.
It's got to match the message.
Yes, correct.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Sound effects, going back to that sound effect question. Car crashes are not usually
In New York had
there,
very
there were some ads many years ago and they had a car crash in it. And honestly, you're driving down the highway and you're listening to the radio and you hear this car crash.
like collision
I
from
would
the
argue
cars doing this.
sheen panels.
I'd argue the same thing with horns and sirens.
Horns and sirens, exactly the same thing.
I keep hearing a song recently, and it sounds like beeping, like one of my lights is flashing or something.
What have I got turned on?
Yeah.
I was driving down the road and there's a siren on a song. 4 different people in front of me start panicking. I'm like, yeah, you're on the same radio
Yeah.
station.
You can tell. You can tell. And again, as I said before, just want to emphasise it, can the voiceover be heard clearly over the sound effects and the music? That is an audio mixing problem. Sometimes the music is just that little bit loud and you go, I've missed a couple of words there. Oh, yeah, it doesn't matter what it is. You've got to make sure that you can actually hear it in your car correctly. A lot of people that run recording studios in radio stations especially will make a recording of it on a USB or whatever, make a recording of the ad and they go out to their car, they stick it in their car's stereo and they listen to it. Can I hear it? On the studio monitors, it sounds fine. What's it like on a car stereo?
Yes,
Does it cut through?
The practical amplification.
Absolutely. You've got to be practical here because that's your audience.
Yes.
People listening on their radios in their cars. So recording, we could use a studio to get the very, very best quality. That usually means you've got someone directing you in that session. If you're the voiceover person, you've got a recording engineer and you've got a director from the agency or from the radio station itself. And they will direct you. I want more emphasis on that word. Don't leave out that, I can't hear that bit. You know, that sort of thing. They just keep directing you until you give them what they are, what they're after. Also, the deep breath ads. If you listen to ads, quite often you'll think, they didn't take out breath. That's right. They actually take out the breaths in the ad. But people can hear that. So now what we do is we put a breath in the middle. We leave one in, take all the others out, because you can then compress the ad, more information at the time. Even a breath, they want to take out
That's
Even
really
these
cool.
days, they are tool basically when there is awkward silence or something, they amplify it, they take it out, and then.
Oh, absolutely, yes.
Yeah.
No silence.
Yes,
No, no, no.
correct.
Timing. Now you can stretch or compress an audio recording without raising it or lowering its pitch. So quite often you would record, it might be 31, 32 seconds. And you go, I want all that information in, I have to leave it in. What can I do? If you can actually compress it down to 29 and a half seconds. Because that's what all radio waves are, 29 and a half seconds. But without raising the pitch. It just goes faster. The legal side of things.
Yeah.
Okay. You're advertising a product. What legalities are there that surround this? Well, it's a little fuzzy. The Radio Code of Practice Advertising Standards, Section 19, is what everyone goes to. Again, as you are about to be people employed in the creative section, you need to know this. Copyright, the advertisements don't have an actual copyright category for themselves. They straddle a number of different sorts of copyright. But generally the agency or the production house that produces the ad owns the copyright of the ad, not the client. Right? Because they've produced it. If the client wants to own the ad, they have to come up with a contract, a separate contract. So, here are some examples. This is a live read now. This is from a station called Hot Tomato on the Gold Coast. Anyone ever heard of Hot Tomato? They are an offshoot of B105, which is Triple M down here. Yeah. So B105, very big station in Brisbane. And this one was written for Jamie Dunn and his co-host. Jamie Dunn used to do Agro. Remember Agro, the puppet Agro? So this is a live read for him. Now, if you wanted to do a live read today as your ad, no problem. If it's going to be just recorded, music, that's also fine. So,
Hey,
to
hey,
get
Saturday.
sorry,
Hey, Saturday.
can you say that?
No,
No.
Agro.
Oh no, that was
Oh.
Dickie Nathan.
Oh, I didn't hear.
Yeah. Agro had his own show with Anne-Marie Bigger. She was the good one. So this one would read something like that. Penny was just a nice friendly voice. She was lovely. So Jamie, with our hours, it's a bit tricky to eat right all the time. You know what I mean? By 9 o'clock you're starving and ready for lunch, and that's still hours away. So you snack on whatever's lying around like donuts. Oh yeah, how do you think I got this big belly? Well, I've discovered Stanthorpe apples. They're fantastic, so crunchy and juicy. They make a great alternative to donuts, and they're grown by local farmers. Oh, they sound delicious. Don't suppose you brought a spare one, did you? No, get your own. It's a nice two-hander,
Okay.
non-threatening, a known pair of voices on B105. Did quite well. Now this one was produced in the recording studio, and it was just done with sound effects and a person making some groaning and puffing noises with a voiceover as well. So you've got the sound effects of a runner running slowly on a footpath, which is gravel, so you can hear the crunch, 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 crunch. Target would like to announce that starting tomorrow there will be 20% off all footwear in all stores. Sound effects now getting fast and it's starting to puff. You can hear the puffs coming in. That's all footwear, running shoes, sandals, high heels and even thongs. But this offer is too good to last, so you better run in. Running is getting faster and faster and faster before you run out of time. So stop, run out of time.
That's right.
It was simple.
I've seen that.
It took like 5 seconds to do, and it did quite nicely.
Did you write those?
So no. So we have some audio ads to listen to. We've got two hardly normal ads. Hardly normal. One is a rushed ad, and the other one is a slow ad. They're both voiced by the same person, Reg Price from Hardy Audio in Ballarat. They do all of Hardy Normal's stuff. And then we'll have a listen to a couple of the others. So let's just have a listen firstly to this rushed Hardy Normal.
It's Laptop Mania! At Harvey Norman, every single laptop is price smashed. Brand new compact laptop starting from just a crazy $457. Get this hot new Toshiba laptop with Intel Core i3 processor and 2GB RAM. Price smashed to a tiny $787. This Acer laptop with Intel Core i5 processor, long battery life and a huge 1GB graphics. Price smashed to $1198 after cashback. We don't just match computer prices, we smash computer prices. Hurry, Laptop Mania! Ends Monday!
Does anyone remember anything out of their head?
Something
Smash,
about
smash,
Smashing
Smash
okay.
computers, right?
A
Price match.
price match?
Yeah.
There was
Okay.
something about Toshiba there as well.
Core i3.
Laptops.
Gore.
Laptops.
Okay. Alrighty. Same guy, Harvey Norman, the slower end.
At Harvey Norman, we're here to help. Our online store is open. Get the home entertainment solution you need delivered direct to your home. With great savings, interest-free finance terms available, and free home delivery on selected LG TVs. Like this LG 55-inch Ultra HD OLED TV, now $1199, or just €50 a month. This LG 55-inch Smart Nano Cell TV, now $619, or just €53 a month. Need it now? Get it now. Online at harveynorman.ie, the home of the big screen.
Is that in euros?
Yeah, what's in Europe?
Did he?
Yeah.
Thank you for pointing that out. So that's the same guy. One's a really rushed one. We're going to fit as much into this ad as we possibly can, and then by the end of it, you go, "What was that?" I don't remember.
Something about smashing Toshibas.
So you should too. Cheers.
You don't smash,
So-
you don't smash your Toshiba, please.
So the second one that Reg did, you can sort of remember most of the stuff that he mentioned. It went to the nice place.
LG TVs, they sell the home stores and all that.
$1,199.
So sometimes that, hit between the eyes type ads, they just don't work. All right. This is a JB Hi-Fi ad done by John Deeks from Channel 7. Absolute gentleman of a man, great guy. This is a wall-to-wall ad. Doesn't even take a breath. Straight through. You'll love this.
It's Junior Hammers in the new madness with crazy deals. Like the latest Bose Headphone 700 cost out for $394. And over $100 on this Bose Sports I've smashed to under $200. Plus tax more crazy end of year deals. Check me, you've done it again.
They put a bang sound
It's
where
all
it's
the smashing sound I could hear, like somebody's angry and breaking stuff.
What is it with smashing things and selling?
Smashing prices.
So that's what you're listening to. You're going smash, smash. You're going to use
Yes.
smashing.
And somebody's angry, like yelling or something,
I
smashing.
thought it was
And
singles.
like a tantrum.
And did you see Meryl and my expressions? We're just, when the fast ones play, we're just.
Yeah,
So
I like it.
let's listen to the last one because then you guys are going to have a go at this. This is just the last one. So this is up close and small. I'm almost. Again, here we go. Are you ready for this?
That was too fast.
Hey, did you hear that one?
Very good.
The great thing about technology is, eventually, it's going to fire.
Breathtaking views, deep water canals, a full-service marina and private dock space for every home. This is what greets you at Serenity Cove. Come and relax poolside, play tennis, or dine by sunset in one of our fine restaurants or secluded bars. You've made it to the top in your profession. Now reap the rewards at Serenity Cove.
That was done that way because we're trying to get money out of someone, and it's a lot of money. So you don't want to get them between the eyes, you don't want to upset them, you don't want to have smashing sounds, you don't. What you want to do is say, if you come
Play a
along
message.
here, you can do this and more your boat and play in the pool, go to the bar. Just
The
get
demographic there will be older people who will be freaked out by really fast sounds.
Probably, but it's more of
So they
the
are
emotional.
waiting.
you're taking on their emotions. What are they going to feel like?
And it's
when
the
they're
word is
surrounded
serenity,
by
so
it?
that's why it's so
Harbour
soothing and
serenity.
everything.
In the word of
If they
Michael
can
Caine.
afford a yacht, then surely they can afford the berth.
I'm sorry, what?
If they can afford a yacht, surely they can afford a berth.
Fair
Well,
enough.
maybe they don't have the yacht yet.
Yeah.
And why do they
They
have to
don't
be
wanna go
older?
to it.
Why do they have to be older demographic people,
They've made it.
as it was
No,
mentioned
it's
before?
Because very few
People that
people
made
win
it.
Tasmania.
Young people ain't rich enough.
Well, some, most of you.
It's looking, it goes back to that socioeconomic thing that we looked at before. This is top of the tree stuff.
Yeah.
This is not cheap. This is, like Martha Cove down at Martha. If you rented a berth or you may have a unit on the water with a berth, I mean, we're talking big
I
dollars.
like that line with it's like praising, it's like boosting your ego. When you're successful, you deserve this.
Exactly. That's it. Blow up their top.
Also there is a way to say like, what's the ticket value of the sale? Because if there is a smaller ticket value, you don't have to think long and something like if it's $20, you can quickly say it, people will rush and buy it. But this sale is a big sale, like you said, it's a bigger value. So it has to be more slow at the pace so people can ponder, take the time to think, and they have the message. So that's why whenever it all depends what is the ticket value of the product you want to sell.
And you'll notice
That's
the
how
same
that's
sort of
what it
approach
is.
with luxury cars.
Yes.
BMW, Audi.
It has to be go slow.
Sometimes, these days, they're using a very young voice, they're trying to get the young dollar. But generally, it's not a hit for the 20 eyes type ad. It's how will this make you feel? It's an emotional thing. Okay, so it's over to you. So in pairs, you've got to decide on product or service to advertise. It doesn't have to be something that exists. It could be just something you thought of. Or it could be something that you think is a great product who has terrible advertising, and you could write a better ad. Yeah. The demographic that fits your ad, keep that in mind. The style or type of ad. Is it hit 20 eyes? Is it up close and personal? What sort of style or type of ad? The sound of your ad. Do we need a famous person? Do we need soothing music? Do we need a bit of comedy, upbeat type stuff? Music and sound effects. What could you use in there? And of course the script. You only have 29 and a half seconds to convince someone to open their wallet or take the money out of their purse.
Give me a
29
money
seconds. So, we have a little bit of time. This is something in the real world, this is something that we would now get you to start on, get you to have a little bit of brainstorm on and try and get some ideas down. And at a later stage, at a later session, we would then develop that, we go through them. Today, we might have just a few minutes that we can hear some of the scripts if you've got them together, some of your ideas. Just go around quickly, anyone that wants to. If you don't want to, that's fine as well. But then we would take the information that you have on a subsequent session and we develop that further. We want to see, as representatives of the radio station, we want to see what you can do. Will you fit the 2 new jobs or 2 new vacancies in the creative department? Okay. So we'll go. We don't want to go too long, but how about we start now?
How long
See
we
what
got?
we come up with.
How long
We
we
do.
got?
Yeah, we've got about five.
How about a service? Wayne's advertising. Wayne's advertisement services. We will sell So, we are swift and cheap couriers.
Written. Sorry, it was all me. You wanted to. I can read it out. Because I can hear it.
You can hear
Because
it.
I'm audio.
Okay.
But,
Good.
I don't know.
That's
Oh, music, no, maybe because,
Music or gets the whole.
what's the sound of food? Chop chop. No, I don't want, no mastication.
Generally over
Chop chop chop.
Younger than 35.
Cutting fruit, cutting
To
fruit.
yourself. Older than 30, also younger than 35.
Steam.
Probably got family
Steam.
helping you move out.
Because
You also
pressure cooker
generally
does
won't be
steam
buying a
release.
house anytime
Oh, because release the pressure, it's cooking today.
Style, yeah.
So the demographics not just age, gender.
They're iconic Aussies or cooks, so these
But
TV
how you
chefs.
deal with different genders is different.
So
Males will be more likely to try to
Who's that?
your
Maybe
hands.
You will think I have on it, I tell you.
Like, what's that?
So it has to be an iconic
You sell any Canadian, it will go.
a goal.
Yes, and the artist is so broad from its names, but everybody will.
in your future.
They're gonna get the other way, but you
Do you
say
want to do another one, something
you're
else?
also selling and in that regard, females are more likely to want to find because of the ease of
Sustainable recycling
males
bin.
who think they can do it themselves, fail, and then
The Greenway, go to Greenway, and then you smoke.
Can you go back?
And if you have Garden Australia guide.
The music.
But we're not really looking at hobbies. People need to look at houses, they're moving anyway.
Yes,
Convenience, by freeing up your time by doing it for you.
Because you know the green bin has never been enough. Have you ever come to Rubbish Day and the bin is overflowing? So we're gonna send you this tree thing that composts your waste. And put it on the garden instead.
So we could have, as the audio, the special effects sounds of pounding a sound of golf,
Encourage
or maybe
growing
someone
seasons at home.
complaining about, at their golf,
I'm just doing
complaining,
my
oh, I
propagation
can't
of
go next
autumn
week.
cuttings.
I've got to
So
move
they
house,
will
it's gonna
sprout
take all
roots in
day.
winter, and I'm gonna have a hedge to plant in spring. That's what I did last week.
We're starting around time, so finishing touches.
Yeah. Purple waste. Well, I did 24, and if I get 4, I'll be happy. Because you know they don't all
The moving guy comes up to the conversation, and goes,
do.
I don't know, relax.
Roots and powder.
What type of trees?
I wanted hydrangeas, but somebody gave me half a tree of cuttings of camellias, and I thought I'm not gonna use it. So I put them in.
So, what's our moving company's name?
My little project. But we didn't find it. If you read it,
We remove those.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's
close.
let us regroup. Here we go.
Oh.
So, do you want to read the script? As I said, you don't have to if you don't want to.
This is an up close and personal type advertising.
Yep.
And we've got holiday to Japan, and we start off by with gentle Japanese music playing in the background, very gently, and then we start off with the radio person greeting in Japanese, konnichiwa, and then say, hey, are you stressed? Are you tired? You're sick of your daily life. You need a holiday. Fancy 2 weeks in enigmatic Japan to experience the culture, the food, epic scenery, the Mount Fuji, and you work hard. You deserve this. Come on. And then and this is it's an escape and to revitalize your physical and mental energy. So go on that one.
Okay, and your Japanese music. sort
And
of
cue music
in the
playing in the
background.
background.
Okay. Again, emotion, you're tired, you're stressed,
Yeah.
time poor.
Yeah.
Just go to Japan.
That's it.
Wonderful.
Wonderful.
Cherry blossom.
Yeah, sushi and
Sushi.
cherry blossom, you know.
Absolutely. Very good. Nice.
So basically we are slimming tea, called the slimming tea. The target is anywhere between 18 to 65, like anybody gonna lose a kilo or whatever.
I think I know this one.
So it's a very larger product audience, like the product is affordable, so it will start with like a anesthetic sound like, can't fit in your old clothes, tired of not getting a diet, you know, just a bit cheesy with it. And then a music will go which said, people body shaming you, not anymore. And then happy music, it's easier than you think. Your weight loss journey, just a cup away, and then we'll hype up. Call now to get you the slimming tea.
Sign me up.
Nice.
I'm going to have a weight problem, sign me up.
I told you very wide audience. This is
I'll
the
go with
easiest
the-
product to sell.
Yep, Satish. go for it.
Pressure cooker recipes in Australia.
Okay.
So there is a hissing sound of a pressure cooker releasing gas on that, and then it's read by the famous person who works on the radio, like or the chef, Maggie Bia or Adrian, and it will be sign up for recipes, best product ideas and accessories. Yet get your dinner in a jiffy. Pressure cooker recipes, Australia, local site for local cooks. 24,000 members already signed up. It's your turn now.
We'll go next. And last.
So our product is a removal service company, so it's a service rather than a product.
Good.
And our demographics are time poor men over 35.
Okay.
Over 35.
Well, under 35, they won't be playing golf because they don't have enough money. So it starts in
Indoor golf or the
Public.
real golf?
It starts in with a golf game. So you give a whack of a ball,
Right.
and then the guy's going, "Well, I'll see you next week." I'm sorry, we're moving house next week. It's gonna take all day. I'm not gonna be able to make it. It's just gonna be moving. And then then the voice comes over. I heard you're moving house. Relax, play your golf next week at Lima Movers. We got this.
So some creepy guy following this guy around.
Listen to conversation.
Well, okay.
Let me move you.
All right.
Don't go to that golf course anymore. It won't be fun at golf session.
Not my word.
So let's
In
wrap
the
this up.
every advertisement, they say terms and conditions apply.
Terms and conditions.
Can't see.
Always gonna have that. Okay. So those scripts, they're all really good, very novel, very different, and you would then develop those at a later date to try and move them into a relatively real ad. So the elements that stood out, we've got that person who's absolutely, stressed out, wants to go and enjoy themselves in Japan.
Needing holiday.
Right. Someone who's been body shamed and they want to do something about it. And someone else who wants some recipes from Maggie Beer or whoever they're listening to, using a pressure cooker. It's wonderful. And you guys, that was great, except that in my mind I'm thinking, is a golf course?
It's a different voice.
Where did he come from? Did he have one of the holes? Is he-
The fear of the mind.
Right.
That
The
should
fear of the mind,
be a
I was
different-
waiting for you to say the word boxes. Because when we think moving, we just think boxes,
True.
boxes all weekend.
True.
And I would have pictured the boxes.
Well, they all highlight,
Lifting heavy
I reckon
objects
anyway,
like
they all
fridges
highlighted
and-
the
Take it
USP.
back for your
That's
swing.
a selling
Yes,
point,
correct.
Take
absolutely.
it back for the.
And I think that would be very effective if we could actually record it. Did they motivate a call to action? I think so. All of them did. It was asking the listener to do something, go somewhere, click on something, whatever. All did that. would they persuade you to use those products or services?
I don't
Right
know.
away.
I would agree with you guys. And I think I've already drank that tea many times.
Alright, so,
I'll be in Japan soon.
as I said, the next session we're not going to further, we've all done a great job.
Wow.
Feedback forms, feedback forms, feedback forms. Make sure you get feedback.
Young Wayne, please. Mandeep's now pressing the record button to start the recording.
Now he's deleting. He's deleting.
No, just checking that. How
You got a good angle?
The angle is good, but
Didn't get your good angle?
the angle is
You look-
alright.
you look short
Look
and fat
like
on
a
the
bit
screen,
dark
mate.
over there.
You look short and fat on the screen, do you, Mandeep?
If you do, Sam's
I
got
got
some
the
stuff
feedback.
that you can take.
Just stand next to a shorter fella person.